All right, guys, welcome back. New trimester, trimester 3, the spring trimester. We're almost there, guys. We're doing good. So my plan is to make a third try, the best one. Go out on top. So we're starting off today and this whole week with the project. And it has nothing to do with, ancient civilizations, or it can if you want it to be. What we're going to do here is called the What If Project. All right, it's everyone's kind of favorites. So I start to do it every year, third trimester, just to get the ball rolling. So here's what it is. Basically, it's looking at any event in history and asking the question, what if that event never happened, or what if, that event had a different outcome? So I'll kind of just showcase it real quick. So here's the directions. It says, today we will begin our What If project, where you will investigate a major moment in world history, but instead look at what the world would look like if that moment never happened, or if the outcome of that event was different. You can choose any moment in world history or American history, and you can work alone or with one other classmate, so either solo or with one partner. You will be creating a website using Google Sites, and this is where you will showcase your findings. You will need to write a paragraph on the actual event and mention 3 events that occurred as a chain reaction of your initial event. The rest of your website will include site pages showcasing how the 3 initial chain reactions would be impacted by the changing of the initial event. For each chain reaction event, you will need to write a paragraph explaining how the change in the initial event would lead to the chain reaction event being altered as well. Your chain reaction events may change or not even becoming events, so they could either change. Your chain reaction events could either be altered, or they could just be wiped out, or you maybe need to add or create a fictional chain reaction event that would have happened. All right. There are a million what ifs in history, so use the internet to search for one that is the most interesting to you or your group. All right, so basically, it's pretty simple, guys. You have your one initial event, and then you're going to be looking at your one initial event plus chain reaction event number 1, chain reaction event number 2, and chain reaction event number 3. Basically, 3 other events that were impacted because of your initial event, kind of like a domino theory, or connect the dots. If this changes, well, then this changes, then this changes, then this changes. So you're going to have to kind of connect the dots a little bit here, and it may seem daunting at first, but once you get your initial reaction and you do a little research, you'll easily be able to find the other parts. So you're making the site, you're turning in your project on Google Sites, which is a website. So here's how it's going to look. So things you need to have in your group's website. Your home page is just going to be your event, what it is that you're changing, or what's altering, or what's vanishing, whatever your main event is, plus the names of your group, and then you can obviously, spice up the web page as much as you like. So you have your home page, which is just letting me know who you are, what event you're looking at. All right, then you're going to have a side page. So side page 1 will be 5 to 8 sentence paragraph explaining what actually happened with your event and highlighting the 3 chain events that you're following. So side page number 1 is basically you just explaining either what your event is, maybe it's Hitler dies in World War II, or the South wins the Civil War, or something. You can even be smaller than that, but those are big events, all right, that have a lot of chain reactions if you change it. All right, so that's going to be what your side page 1 is. So for example, here's a website that I have made in the past for my summer baseball team. So this is the home page, right? There's just some things there. So this would be considered the home page, right? It says home right there. And now I have side page 1, side page 2, side page 3, side page 4. So here's my initial, just giving me the details of your event, and your name will be here on the home page. And then obviously right here will be a little bit more detail on what's going on side page 1. And then side page 2, 3, and 4 is just specifically looking at your chain reaction events that have been altered or created or changed or whatever. All right, so you're going to have the home page, the one main side page that's explaining everything, basically giving me the details on your 3 chain reactions, what they're going to be, and then side pages 3, 4, and 5 are just you explaining those chain reactions in a little bit more detail. All right. I'm also throwing some visual aids such as pictures, videos, maps. This is kind of a wide open assignment, so I'm just kind of saying visual aids, but you can, there's a million different things you can do, and don't be afraid to get creative or try stuff, and if it fails, whatever, just delete it and try again, right? And then obviously a works cited page for people that are going to be kind of, because these have been thought of before, so you could actually type in like what if scenarios, and people have already done the chain reaction. So if you just kind of want to do that way, you can. But it's always kind of more fun to think of your own chain reaction events, and then obviously the works cited goes with that. So that's pretty much it. It may be a little bit confusing at first, but once you get the ball rolling, it gets pretty simple pretty fast. For some of you who are new to these what ifs, I added a what if Hitler had won video here where it kind of showcases some chain reaction events. It's only 4 minutes. This one is what if World War I never happened. And then this one right here, it is a list of 19 basically alternate histories. So here's our 19 events that have been changed. So you can go through here. What if the South won the Civil War? What if Charles Lindbergh was elected president? You know, what if Hitler, you know, so you can just kind of use this list if you want. You can maybe come up with your own or find your own list. But here's 19 of them that just kind of help you get the ball rolling there. And then obviously, if you Google Sites to get there, you click on New here. Like you go to your drive, you click on New, and then you see there's nothing here. So we've got to scroll over more, and that'll bring it to Google Sites. Boom, right there. And then now you'll come up with your blank canvas of a site where you alone or you and your partner are going to organize it. So here's what the base template looks like. And you can kind of just go from here and just have a ball with it. It's pretty fun to use. It's pretty user-friendly once you get used to it. I will say it takes some time, but I wouldn't say, you know, you guys are pretty savvy, so it's not a big deal for you guys, I wouldn't imagine. If it is, if you are having trouble, don't worry. I threw in a Google Sites tutorial video here where you can it takes 17 minutes to know everything about it. So, yeah, if that's kind of your style, you like to kind of get trained up on something before you start to kind of play around with it, that video is there for you to look at. If you're someone like me that just, you know, figured you could figure it out on your own, then go for it off the bat. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. Make sure you, oh, hang a second here. Oh. Sorry about that. We got interrupted by the speaker, but yeah, that's kind of the deal. You're just picking an event that you think is a great what if in history. You're gonna look at that main event, and then look at 3 events that were altered or changed or created because of it, and we call those our chain reaction events. So you'll have your 1 initial event, and then you'll have your 3 chain reaction events that have been altered in some way or affected some way by the changing of your main event. Again, directions are all here. I'm available via email, but that's what we're working on for the whole week. This is due March 15th at 8:15, which means it's due Monday at 8:15. So you'll have today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and then maybe Saturday and Sunday if you need it to get it done. But yeah, it's pretty fun. It's worth a considerable amount of points because we're working on it. It's worth 40 points, as you can see here, because we're working on it for 4 days, so 10 points per day normally. So it's a good fun way to earn a bunch of points right away. That being said, it's not necessarily like a fast assignment. So take your time with it. Just, you know, have fun, and it's always kind of fun looking at what ifs in history. But that's all I got. If this is your first time with me in class, I have an About Me slideshow here if you're interested in anything about me. If not, no big deal. But I've had most of you guys before, so I just figured I would save that and just put it up there as an option for people who've never had me before as a teacher. But all right, guys, let's get this ball rolling in the right direction here. Let's have a great Tuesday. Working on the project all week, so you know my direction videos will be pretty short moving forward. But definitely, if you're an online student, do not be afraid to reach out to me if you're having trouble with this. Okay, and use your resources. Right, use the internet to help you out. It's supposed to be fun more than it's supposed to be strenuous. So have a good day, guys, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.